Okay, támuid beo. Yeah, níor bhain mé just StreamYard or Fitamil, so
Yeah, I mean,
um,
the roommate is just for you.
yeah, tá sé aisteach mar níl muid like ar YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Mohian Shiga will rather be a Carlo.
Yeah. But yeah, by daine ag teachtasteach, so let's see. Okay, Gia Deve. It's támuid beo, so bei sé seo ar file. Inné and bhealhrú. This will be available after the live stream, of course, for people coming in and out. But yeah, we just wanted to give kind of information session, Q&A about all the courses and workshops that we have coming up. Yeah, people found it helpful last time. We did kind of more private information sessions, but this time I thought it would be just handy to do on YouTube, and then anyone can go and watch it whenever they're available. So, Falcha, welcome. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, seo Briana Ní Loingsigh, bhí si a gúpla fís an lum. She was in a few videos with me, agus bíimiid ag obair le chéile ar gaelicamachraí.com. So we worked together on gaelicamachraí.com. Started off with merch, agus inis tá cuasaí agin agus Briana does language coaching. That's all the time, so if anyone's interested in that. And we do courses every, kind of term. So I, plan the courses and the material, and then Briana designs them. She's a graphic designer. And then on the courses, I primarily teach, and Briana acts as a mentor, helping with, activities in breakout rooms and just working with students closer. And yeah, so the first thing that is coming up is Ceardlin Leithreachta, a reading workshop. So Briana's going to lead this, and there's no person better for the job. Mar is cuivan lum nuair a bhí Briana ag fólam na Gaeilge, in the early days, that she was one of few people I knew reading books in Irish, trying to read books in Irish, and not afraid to do it. Agus brag she misha, she motivated me with my languages to try that, because I was kind of the mindset that most people are, oh, I'm not ready to read a book yet, or I can't read a book yet. But it's a very satisfying thing to do, and such a helpful way to learn a language. So this kind of will complement the Cursa Club Leor that we run, the book club course. And also, it acts on its own. If you can't do the Cursa Club Leor, you can attend this workshop, and it'll really just help you, give you strategies and tips to read well in Irish, or kind of overcome that difficulty. So Briana, if you would like to give any more information.
Yeah, of course. So like Molly was saying, like I was reading from the beginning, and a lot of what motivated me at that point was just, and this is true, I think, of all of the courses that we have, is like wanting to feel like I was using the language even when I was learning it. Like, and in the other courses, like we have Persakura, a Haim, and a Doe, I guess a tree. So like, they're all conversation based, even though, they're for beginners. And so, I always wanted to feel like I was able to use it, even when, again, like Molly was saying, some people say, oh, I'm not ready to use it, or I'm not ready to do whatever. But I also think reading is really great because, a lot of people like don't really know how to go about learning Irish or, how to find resources or things. And I feel like there's so much that you can get out of any material you're reading, like especially a book. So in the workshop, it's structured so that we'll talk about how you can read something at any level and understand or, get benefit out of it. Obviously, it will be a different experience at different levels, but I do have it set up so that anyone would be able to get something out of it. Um, and then also taking that a step further, how you can use what you're reading to study vocabulary, even grammar, and even work on your pronunciation, which are all kind of, all of the key parts of learning a language, but people don't really think that reading could encompass all of those. And the other thing that I think is really great for learners is it's something you can do whenever you want. You don't need to be signed up to anything to have a book, so I really hope that this empowers people to, take it onto their own time and read and get benefit out of Irish, because I think people often don't know what to do when they want to study. So I hope that this helps with all of that.
Yeah, no, once I got into it, I really enjoyed learning or reading in other languages. Like I kind of started with Spanish and Italian. And, I found like even this was for me getting back into reading even in English itself. I think that, our attention spans have changed. And for a while, I was so used to just kind of consuming like social media, like videos and all that. And then when I tried to sit down and read, I found that was a huge struggle, like just to pay attention. And then especially if it was in another language, it's like, okay, I'm struggling to understand everything. But what I found was just like really, I stuck with it because I like really wanted to be reading. And it is one of those things that just gets kind of easier, but there's definitely like, I think a lot that people could benefit from, like the ways that you went about it. Because I think a lot of people think it's just sitting down and reading and struggling, and how do you benefit from it? Like you said, vocabulary, pronunciation, reading out loud, and also just hopefully enjoying the story. So yeah, it kind of covers everything. So yeah, that's going to take place this Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. There's still some spaces, but it's been very popular. So if that interests you, you can sign up, and there's also going to be a recording available, right?
Yes, there will be.
Yeah. So I think some people who kind of attend, they're just, going to get the recording. And then going kind of chronologically, the next thing that will take place starting the 28th of April, so that's a Tuesday, is the Cursa Cora, the conversation courses. So first of all, I'm going to talk about Cursa Cora Hain, starting Tuesday, 28th of April, 6:30 to 8 p.m. Irish time for 8 weeks. There's a little banner for people coming in and out. That's what we're talking about now. So yeah, I, this time last year started with Cursa Cora Hain, just the first course, and that means conversation course 1. And the emphasis is on conversation, but of course it's not just join the call and speak in Irish. It's about giving you the confidence to speak and focusing on conversational Irish. There is, relevant grammar, like as it comes up, and vocabulary, rather than just learning something in grammar and then not getting the opportunity to put it into practice or use it. But anyway, I just want to kind of sum up. There's going to be, 3 Cursa Cora ar file. So 3 conversation courses, and Cursa Cora Hain is like the easiest. It's the introduction course. Cursa Cora Dá, a little more advanced. Cursa Cora Trí, I guess a little more advanced, but it's more just Cursa Cora Dá is going to focus on past tense, using the past tense in Irish, and then starting the present tense, the difference between tá, be, and is. And then Cursa Cora 3 will be present tense, like, conjugating verbs to put them into the like simple present tense, and then future tense. So really, I wouldn't say like Cursa Cora 2 at all is more challenging than Cursa Cora 3. It's just going to be, you're going to be covering different tenses and different vocabulary. And I think it makes sense to know the past tense before you learn the future tense. So yeah, that's it. But anyway, Cursa Cora a hain. So how does it work? I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I believe you can all see that now. So, Cursa Cora hain, all of the Cursa Cora are 8 weeks. So they run at, this one will be Tuesdays, 6:30 to 8 p.m. Irish time for 8 weeks. And I break it up into kind of 4 weeks and then 4 weeks, because on the 4th week, it's kind of a catch up if there's anything we haven't covered. And then also just, a little bit more games and revision. So yeah, you can take Cursa Cora a hain if you're just starting out. I think the most important thing is just to be aware that it's going to take a conversational approach. So you have to be comfortable with, maybe reading something out, but like, for example, you're not going to be reading out a paragraph or anything. It's going to be like this conversation. You're going to be A, someone else will be B. And it's just the first thing you want to know, how could you greet someone in Irish? And the questions they might ask you and questions you want to ask them. Like, what's your name? Where are you from? Those things. And I guess what's different about, the approach with this is that with my Cursa Cora, I specifically go into it like, here's how you can have a conversation. This is what you need. And like the first class, for example, will start with this conversation. And it's, hello, what's your name? Nice to meet you. Where are you from? Where do you live? Okay, so key questions you learn in the beginning with most languages, and how to make that conversation kind of natural. And so I read it a few times. I break it down with the direct translation, so you know what each of the word means. You get a feel for the structure of Irish, and then there's also like just how it would be in English, like the kind of more equivalent. And so, you're given guidance at first, me reading it, going through. I ask if there's any words in particular. Like you can see here, I have kind of phonetics written. I don't write that for all of them. I write it for like the main words that you're struggling with. And then people volunteer, they read through it, I give feedback. It's all constructive. No one's expected to know anything to be able to have a conversation. I think that's maybe a misconception about these courses. But I don't want to change the name. I like it. And I can just tell you that it's not as scary as you think. So take this for example. We'll go through this conversation. Okay, so it's from the get-go. You can have this conversation. Here's how you can do it. And fill in the blanks with your information. Obviously, what's your name? Where are you from? And then I have notes on the conversation. So anything that I feel needs explanation. So ditch, that literally means God for you. And then ditch, that's a combination of da and tu. Okay, so relevant grammar. I'm not just going to start teaching you about uru, because that didn't come up in the conversation. You're going to learn grammar as you go along. And that way you're seeing it being applied and you're getting to apply it yourself. And then just other useful notes like what are other greetings in Irish? Is this the only way people would greet each other? What's your name? Why is there a T before anyam? So that's relevant grammar. Again, it's not something you need to master, but it's something people always ask about. What's the T before anyam? And so there's an explanation on that with more examples. And yeah, just anything that's relevant culturally. and in other situations, other ways to phrase things. So these are all notes just based on the first conversation, and we go through some of these together, but they're kind of for your own reference too. A lot of people enjoyed reading them in their own time, because we don't need to go through everything together. It's more just, if you were curious, like, why is this like that? Why is it structured like that? Here's a bit of a breakdown on it. And then, the next class we would revise that conversation for the next few classes at the beginning, because there's a lot in it, a lot of questions. What's your name? Where are you from? So you get an opportunity to go through that a few times until you feel comfortable. And then we build on that. Okay, well, I would probably ask people I know now, I know their name, I know where they're from, how are you? And so then we go through like emotions in Irish, different emotions. How do we phrase that? And just as natural as possible, how that conversation would take place. In this, for example, Tatursa, or I'm tired. Why? Someone. Well, I think a lot of us are tired, so we don't always ask why. But say take the next conversation, for example, Tafarig, or I'm angry. If someone says Tafargar, you're not just going to ignore it. You're probably going to be like, why, or what's wrong? So then just giving kind of like maybe natural or everyday reasons for that. And then phrases. A lot of people look for, I don't know what to say to people sometimes in Irish. Like, I'd love to be able to say like, oh, don't worry, or I get it, or that's a shame. So we go through those phrases that come in useful even from the beginning, things that you can say even when you don't speak much Irish, to just feel more comfortable and have more natural, short conversations. So yeah, that is the structure for all the Cursi Cora. The foundation is these conversations, which the conversations reveal what we then are going to have conversations about. So the scripted ones inspire our own conversations. So just going back to the top, like weather, that will come up in the introduction course, the course Corraine. So of course we're going to talk about weather in our own area. What kind of weather do we like? What kind of weather do we not like? And so on. And that'll be the same for Curse Cora Adá, like as a tree. Script conversation, and it's a good way for you to practice just reading, building confidence, having an example to go off of. And then, if it's what did you do at the weekend, you have an example. And we would also go into like learning the verbs that you need. Learning, that's where the grammar comes in. The regular verbs, how can we ask them as a question? What's the negative form? So I'll show you a little bit about that on Cursa Cora Adá. But first of all, yeah, I wonder, because it's saying I can't show comments. Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. Okay, so I guess I want to just open it up to any questions you have at this point. About anything. Honestly, questions are helpful for us because it helps us to know what you want to know about the courses. We try and think of everything that's relevant and important, but I always get questions that, I think, oh yeah, I didn't really talk about that. That would have been good to talk about. So I'll just give a minute. I have it on my phone too, in case I'm watching it on my phone, in case StreamYard is not cooperating or something. Yeah, and I guess, we've run Cursa Corraine 3 times now, so this will be the 4th time, which is crazy. And by the end of it, what I like to do is we go through this like long kind of conversation. There's different people involved, so everyone gets a few rules in the conversation, and I try to incorporate everything we've learned on the course into how, so you can see how much you've learned and how much of it can be used in everyday situations and conversation. And people are always really happy with how much they know and can understand. And of course, you don't remember everything, but that's like anything. You have the material, you can go back over and revise it. So I'm going to show Cursa Cora Adá now. If you have any questions about Cursa Cora Ahain, just feel free to comment them, or even the workshop we mentioned, just you can comment, at any time with any of the questions. Okay, so yeah, like I said, each Cursa Cora, it's based on a conversation. So Cursa Cora Adá, we start with past tense. We start with the irregular verbs, because I find after that the regular ones seem much easier. They're like a walk in the park. And like, here's a conversation about An Cranchar, the lottery. So there are a lot of irregular verbs used, the question forms, Hunnic, Rinna, Waka, Nihur, and so on. So again, it lets you know what we're going to get into then. So I read this, Briana and I read it, volunteers, we go through any words that are causing difficulty, and there's just 3 conversations that involve a lot of the irregular past tense. And then you have your glossary with, that's the difference between Cursa Cora Ahain and Adá. One of the differences is I don't do the direct translation, because I think at this stage what I want people to focus on is understanding what they can, and then trickier words, more advanced words or phrases are in the glossary, so you can refer to them. So it's a little more of a challenge in that sense, but I still go through anything people need me to. Again, relevant grammar that came up, like Le Tamil. What's the difference between Le Tamil and Fai Tamil, which I have a video about on YouTube. So sometimes I reference my own videos and people watch them for like the homework and that, which is handy. But the stickman as well, a lot of you love the stickman in my videos about the past tense, so we do that together. We go through the root of the regular verbs, we go through then the positive past tense, and then the question, positive and negative form. So people start to feel very comfortable and confident in using the past tense irregular by the end. We spend quite a few classes on it. And there's Kestina, Cora, so I think I went past those. So conversation questions, then using them. And Yahi to our Sira and Melena, did you go on holidays this year? And then try and use the regular verbs to talk about it, like Hunnic May, the Eiffel Tower, or Jeep May, sushi, or wherever you go, whatever's relevant, and just start to have a bit of a conversation about these are things that people talk about throughout the year. So like I said, we cover the past tense, and then in the next term, so this is like weeks 1 to 3, remember 4 is a bit of a catch-up, a bit of a revision, and then the second half, we go into like the copula, using is, and then the difference between ta and bien. So important things at this stage. This is good for like kind of advanced, I wouldn't even say advanced beginners necessarily, but not complete beginners. And the way the class goes, we do a vocabulary quiz at the beginning. And again, no one's put on the spot. It's just kind of a joint effort of revising the new words that came up the week before, or the new verbs. And then a bit of Cora, a bit of conversation to get us warmed up. And then it's always based on what we're doing. There's rarely something that's not relevant or a random question thrown at you. It's all based on what we're doing. And yeah, we just go through the conversations throughout the class, questions, activities on grammar. There are a few like grammar activities. Yeah, so any questions about Cursor Cobra at all? I'm going to edit the banner, I just realized. So this is also on Tuesday, 28th of April. But it's going to be 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So unless you're like a night owl and don't have to get up early in Ireland or Europe, you probably wouldn't go for this. And yeah, like we do the breakout rooms a lot. We use those a lot, so we're not all in the room together. It's not always me asking the questions, and that pressure of the teacher being there. You get to speak with, I like to make sure everyone gets a chance to speak. So you go into breakout rooms where there's only 2 or 3 of you, and then Briana and I go around and answer any questions, help out with anything, and just give feedback. Looks awesome. Girl, my good Dave. David, sorry. There was a Dave commenting recently. And a Davey, I think. A lot of Daves. So yeah, that's going to be Tuesday, 28th April, but again, we're kind of suited to Eastern Standard Time, or people in Australia, New Zealand. We've had students from those countries, wherever it's not a crazy time to do a class. And yeah, last thing I'm going to talk about, Cursor Cobra tree. And then also I'd like to give Briana the opportunity to give her perspective on the course and anything. So just a warning, Briana, if you want to prepare anything. But yeah, so the last one, Cursor Cobra tree. This one is new. We haven't done this before. But again, same kind of structure. It's worked well so far. But just people wanted more. Every time people finish one, they want the next one, which isn't always easy to, we have to plan out and structure. Let's see, starting 3. Yes. Yeah, so Cursor Cobra tree, like I mentioned, is going to focus on like present tense, like, just to give you an example, because we did cover is, ta, and bien in Cursor Cobra. So if you feel like that's something you need to you're not totally confident in or comfortable in, I highly recommend doing Cursor Cobra. I think that's a very important part of Irish, is understanding those. It's quite unique in Irish that you have like is, ta, bien for. All of those could be translated, is whatever may, ta may, bien or bien may, as I am, but they're used in different contexts. You have the habitual, and then you have the copula is, which is for more kind of, well, I don't like to say permanent things. Everyone has a different way of describing it. But it's an important distinction to make between is and ta, and then ta and bien. Cursor Cobra tree, present tense, so conjugating the verbs. So like I do, I say, I go, I work. So of course, very important. A lot of people do teach that first. I've always just taught the past tense first. I just prefer fair to do it like that, past, present, future, but it does make sense to start with the present as well. So anyway, yeah, it'll really kind of go into that, so you feel fully confident by the end on conjugating your verbs in the present tense, using the present tense, and then, of course, relevant conversation around that, like, what do you do at work? What do you do at the weekend? And being able to phrase it like that, Janam, Aniachan, I do the laundry, Chayam, Gajian Fictorline, I go to the cinema. And I try to keep it fun and interesting and think of, you don't really want to talk about work. So what do you do on holidays? What do you, or what's really good too to get you to talk about other people is what does your sister do at work? That's kind of, because I think we tend to focus a lot on I do, I say, I want, and then it's harder to talk about other people and use those prepositions and conjugations. So yeah, it'll be based on conversations, and then you'll have your notes, your glossary. You will get homework activities. People look for those. And vocabulary quizzes at the beginning of each class, similar structure. And then we'll also do the future tense, so learning how to conjugate for the future tense. And yeah, Shanae, I think the most important thing is that you know kind of what to expect with the structure, and that you're okay with a conversational approach. That's the emphasis on conversation, but as you can see, it's very guided. No one's ever expected to come in and already be able to use the future or the present tense. It's about getting you to a confident level using those tenses and learning more vocabulary as you go on. So yeah, Thursday, 30th April, 6:30 to 8 p.m. Irish time, which is also a good time for Eastern Standard Time. If you have time during the day, it's 1:30 to 3 p.m. And yeah, sure, other places it's an okay time as well to do a class. So yeah, Briana, would you like to, give your recommendations?
Sure. So, as some of you may know, some of you may have heard a little bit earlier in this, I myself was a learner not that long ago, and obviously in some cases all of us will always be learners, but I've been in the position of a lot of the people who are taking these classes not that long ago. And so, I, as Molly said, I'm often there to, help out with even just recommendations or advice on those things. But one thing that, thinking from that perspective that I know some people might be even like, oh, I don't want to ask this, or they're thinking this and you're like, oh, that's not even a fair question, is, it is scary to take a course of any kind, especially, again, a lot of people do get nervous when they hear conversation or they hear they have to read out loud or, things like that. But again, like Molly said, there's never pressure on anyone to do anything, they're not comfortable doing. But also, I think as time goes on, not only do people get more confident, in the material and what they're learning, but they also start to realize we're all here doing our best, and we're all at a little bit different levels sometimes, and we're all just trying to help each other. And I think the any anxiety or pressure that people have around each other eases a lot as the weeks go on. And I think the conversational approach also kind of helps with that, because these aren't just people that are answering a hypothetical question about, did John go to the store today? Or, they're talking about themselves. And so you're going to feel like these people are friends of yours in a sense. And I think that also really helps make it an easier environment to be trying to speak for the first time.
Yeah, and that's something I loved about the courses, which, of course, you plan them out and you expect them to go a certain way. And then, you have, by the end of it, nice surprises that you weren't expecting certain benefits to come of it. But kind of two things you said there, the reading out loud and the conversation. I remember the first course of Cora we did, people were nervous to read out. And I always, can I have two volunteers? I open up, I wait, there's always a long pause. But, a lot of people, they're nervous, but they want to take the opportunity to read. They want to improve. They know, okay, I gotta do this. And then because the way the course is structured, there's a lot of repetition. in a good way of like, you know what to expect. Okay, she's going to ask for volunteers to read this. And she might ask for more volunteers after that. And then at a certain point, everyone has read a few times. So, you know, you're all in the same boat. And people, by the end of it, it was amazing. Like, people did not care at all. They were just like, I'll do it. Okay, sure. And then the conversation, the breakout rooms, people got to know each other and they were just like, oh yeah, this is what we do at the start of each class and during the class. I like, you focus more on the task at hand. Okay, what did I do at the weekend? Or like, what did I do on holidays last year? How can I say that? Can I say this? Briana or Molly's here now. I don't know how to say this. I need a new word. And you do just focus more because ultimately we want to learn Irish. We want to be able to speak Irish. So we get over those hurdles of feeling exposed, feeling nervous, shy, not knowing what to say, to just, okay, I've done this now. People get comfortable with the repetition and gain confidence from it. So, yeah, good point.
Yeah, just one further elaboration on it too. Like, I even can recall at least a few times when people over time recognized that it was helping them and would say, oh, actually, I want to, you know, even if they weren't certain about something, they were almost choosing to put themselves in a situation where they're like, I'm not really sure how to say this, or I'm not really sure. So I want this chance to have that feedback. And I think, you know, those aren't people that are just especially brave necessarily in most cases. They're people that, you know, saw that this was helping them and understood the benefit over time. And,
Yeah.
you know, and it became fun. You know, what was once scary became fun.
And I love to see that. I love when people be like, okay, I'm going to try this. And then, you know, they would say it, they'd take their time, which I really appreciate it because I always repeat, it doesn't matter if it takes a while for you to say what you want to say, you know, and I repeat all these things, and to see people actually believe me and take that on board and realize this is where I'm at. I can't say this as quickly as I would in English, but Molly has emphasized that that's okay. And, you know, I'm going to give it a go. So, yeah, it's, you know, it's a friendly environment, and we're always sad by the end of the courses. Sad to see you go. But I would also just like to talk about the last thing we're going to offer. We're really going all out this term. But, you know, we're just trying to expand and listen to people and see, you know, what they want and what they need to learn Irish. So, put up my banner. We're going to talk about the Irish Language Learners Accountability Group. So this will be led by Briana, and again, this is very much her domain. So I could probably lead it, but you know, Briana has, like, you know, your experience with mini immersion on Discord. There was some kind of accountability group there that you kind of learned from and benefited from. And I think too, a lot of learners that we meet, it's really good when you are talking to other learners. I think a lot of us think, oh, I need to have a teacher, or even sometimes a native speaker. But the benefit of speaking to other learners and being motivated by them and realizing they struggle with the same things you do is so beneficial to the learning process. And, you know, not a healthy competition. Like, I think people, you know, they're like, oh, well, if she did that, I can do that. I'm going to try and do that now. I see people, you know, getting motivated in a healthy way. So anyway, I'll let you speak about that, Briana.
Yeah, so, you know, again, to give further background for anyone who doesn't know it, you know, I started learning Irish over 6 years ago now, and, you know, I would say, you know, I've been fluent for half-ish that time, give or take, and, like, you know, fluency is also a difficult thing to define, of course, but point being is that, you know, I've been around and I've done my time, and I did kind of learn it in my own case in a quite intensive way, honestly. And so, you know, I do see that that works. Like, I covered a lot of ground very quickly, but I also realized how much of the experience of learning is a mental one. And, like we were even talking about it when we were talking about the other courses and things, that, it can be really intimidating and it can be nerve-wracking. And, there's times too when you think you should understand something, or everyone else gets this, or, things like that. And again, like what Molly was saying, it's helpful to hear other people saying, well, I don't get it either, or like there's some words or things too that you could learn a lot, but then there's some things that just don't stick for whatever reason. And I think, we always think that we're the only people experiencing whatever we're experiencing. And I think it's really helpful to know that that's not true, and also, help each other through what worked for us. Because the other thing I've learned is a lot of how I learned Irish, and how I feel now capable of leading groups like this and the reading workshop and things like that, is that I tried everything. Like, I was looking at anything I could to do with learning languages. And a lot of those things were more general. There were people who were learning Japanese or German or Spanish, and I was seeing, how can I apply that to Irish? And so now I want to take all of those different things that I've heard and, try to help people find them for themselves. So the first Saturday of every month, we'll all, kind of meet up and, share. There'll be a set, series of questions that's similar to what Molly said. It'll be the same every time. So, you know what to expect. You can be thinking about these things ahead of time or during the month. And, we will go through like what worked, what didn't work, setting goals for the next month, talk about how to improve things that maybe you were struggling with, and how to set realistic goals for yourself too, because I think that's another thing a lot of people struggle with, is that, you might be watching this video right now and thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be fluent next week. Like, I'm gonna do everything. And then tomorrow comes and you're like, I don't know how to do this. Like, it gets really like, or for 3 days, you study 6 hours a day. And then the fourth day, you're like, I can't do that anymore. And so, just really finding ways to make it fit in life, and make it work for you. And, hopefully every month you'll come back and check in, and, we can kind of hold each other accountable in that sense. And again, I really want to build a sense of community too with this. So, yeah.
Yeah, go hinto. To sketch a mini arm, I'm excited because I do think it's something that people will really benefit from. Like, people get so motivated by other people, seeing what they've learned, and also gaining confidence and thinking, oh, I'm doing better than I thought. If you have kind of, you can feel sometimes like you're the only one learning the language if you're not engaging with other learners. And so anything you're struggling with is like, you can feel very alone. And so seeing other people who are struggling with the same things or similar things, and just motivation and consistency, and having something like this, okay, I know on the first Saturday of the month, I'm going to set a goal for that time. And, you just work towards it, and you might achieve it, you might come close to it. But it's definitely just something, structure. We need structure. I do anyway. Hats off to the people who learn so independently. No, I need classes, I need groups, I need calls. So, yeah. All right, I just have something here. Yeah, so again, Shanae, that's it. That's all, everything we can talk about that's coming up at Gaelic and Machree, workshop, courses, accountability group. So again, mata question Ogiv. If you have questions, let us know. And I also have a little bruntiness, little gift for those of you who stay to the end, or who watch it back all the way to the end, or scroll forward and get lucky. A little discount code, which I'll put in the banner now. Okay, there it is, yeah. So, Kurigi Kashnarin asked us questions. And also there's the code YT15. Okay, so you can use that code if you decide to sign up for any course. You'll be given an option to put in I know what it says, coupon code, discount, whatever it says. If you put in YT15, you will get €15 off any course. So that's Cursa Cora a Hain a Daw Tree, any of the conversation courses, and the Cursa Club or the book club course. It excludes the workshop and the accountability group because they're very reasonably priced, and we're not giving them away for free.
But you can also add the accountability group to any of the courses. It should show up as a little button that says add-on, and it would only be it'd only be €10 in that case.
Yeah.
So if you are doing something else, you want to throw that on too, make sure you keep showing up. I'll make sure you do. So
yeah, no, it's a great add-on if you take one of the courses, and you get a discount to join the accountability groups, and you can attend one, see how it goes, and it's not a thing like you've got to sign up to every one of them. You might, we have plans, life happens. Can I ask if your life changed much after the book release? Yeah, good question. I would say yes, actually, yes. Because, I was thinking very directly there about if my life changed rather than just my career. Yeah, I think I was surprised by how much respect people have when you write a book, because I think for so long I worked with social media, and the people who got it thought that what I was doing was amazing and cool, but the people who don't really get kind of how you make videos and content and how much effort goes into that, it's not that they didn't think it was cool or they weren't proud of me, but it's just books have been around for such a long time, and to write a book, how many people even who don't know what they'd like to write a book about say, oh, I'd love to write a book. It's like a life achievement, so I think I was surprised just by the way people responded to it, in a very good way, of course. And also I think for me, once I did that, it was so challenging, such a challenging process. To go from just the idea process to it being published, not even just it being published afterwards, all the publicity you do, that's nerve-wracking. Doing the interviews and just follow up and writing about the book and talking to people about the book, there's so much involved in it. I think after that, it was great for me because before then I felt like I had to prove myself, and now I don't have that feeling. I still want to achieve more in my career and in my life, but I think as I went through that, and it was such a challenge, and I did it, and people really enjoyed the book and really respected and appreciated it, I felt like, what, it really helped me just relax and think, if I do nothing else, I'm proud of what I've achieved. So yeah, my life did change. My career, definitely, I got so many more opportunities. I still do. And for a while I was like, oh, because people would reference the book, and I'm like, what about the YouTube and but the book wouldn't exist without them. So in a way, it honors everything. Yes, there's another book on the way. I'd say that'll be it. Yeah, because I think after that one I'd have to go into fiction or something. I don't think I can write about real life anymore. I've done that. So who knows? Maybe way down the line I might write some thriller in Irish or something like that. Who knows?
And then we can use that for Cursa Club lore.
Yeah, if I run out of books for Cursa Club lore, I'll have to write one. This is the only way, But Gurmai get Shane, thank you for the questions. It's nice to reflect on the book. And yeah, we'll wait another minute. I mean, I think we did a good job of like giving as much information as possible. I'm not surprised there aren't questions, but um, I bet after this I'll be like, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that. Like, no matter what, there's always something missing. So yeah, just put it in the comments too. You can use code YT15 for €15 off any of the courses. We really hope to see you there. And I'd like to know where people come from. Some people come from Briana's blog on Substack, and then sometimes Instagram, YouTube. Okay, I think we'll wrap up. I'm always like thinking I'll just be logging off and someone will have a question, and I miss it. But Gura Míle Maig of Briana and Gura Míle Maig of Hain as Ace Joplin. Thank you all for listening to us, and hopefully we've answered any questions you had. And hopefully we see you on one of the courses, the workshop, or the group. Okay, Slán go fóill.